This is pretty old, but it is still a strain on our relationship. I married my grade school friend and high school sweetheart. We dated for about 5 years before getting married. About 4 years into the marriage, I sort of caught her with my best friend when we all went on vacation with a group of friends. The friend group was drunk and I was sober, so I was responsible for getting one of our other friends back to their room. My wife wasn't happy with me taking on that responsibility and headed to our room. My best friend was in his room down the hall from ours. 15 to 20 minutes passed before I started heading back to my room. I went to check on my best friend on the way, and his door was locked, whereas it would have normally been unlocked since the hotel was older and had physical keys, not self-locking doors. I knew at that moment something was up and started pounding on the door for him to open it. I was there for about 5 to 10 minutes, trying to call him and waiting for him to answer. When he didn't, I went back to my room, but my wife wasn't there. When I started heading back to my best friend's room, she was headed down the hall from where his room was. When I asked her where she was, she said, "In my best friend's room." I confronted her, and she claimed that he kissed her and then she kissed him back before stopping things. When I asked why the door was locked and why they didn't just answer it, she said it was because they just panicked and didn't know what to do. I confronted my friend, and he did confirm they were together and kissed. I was so focused on containing my rage that I didn't press it further to see if they had corroborated a kiss to downplay what really happened. I took her at her word and we remained together and have had 2 children since. Fast forward 10 years, and we started having stereotypical marital problems. I bring up the kiss and how I struggled silently about it and expressed that I felt like there was more she wasn't telling me. We commit to working on our relationship, and she confesses that she had some things weighing on her. She proceeds to tell me that a few months prior to the kiss, her friend and she were over at his house while I was at work. They decided to go swimming in some of his white t-shirts, no bra, and underwear because it was impromptu and they didn't have swimsuits. They ended up spending the night there and sleeping in his bed with him, even though he lived alone in a 3-bedroom house with extra beds. I had written this off because I had slept in the same bed with my wife and her friends before, so I thought nothing of it. I circled back to the kiss, asking if it was more than just a kiss. She continues to affirm that it was only a kiss, but that she let it go on longer than she should have. When I told her what I thought happened, she hesitated for a moment and said that didn't happen. I still struggle with these events, even today, 15 years later.